But first, we do dive deeper into federal troops in American cities. Ash-har Quaraishi is outside Chicago. Nidia Cavazos is covering the latest out of Portland. And Nicole Sganga has analysis from Washington. Ash-har Quaraishi kicks us off, though, first tonight from Broadview, Illinois.
For weeks now, armed federal agents, some in full tactical gear, have been patrolling downtown Chicago. Now, new clashes erupted over the weekend, mostly outside the Broadview ICE facility, but also spilling into neighborhoods, hospitals, even outside schools. Operation Midway Blitz, as it's been called, has grown more aggressive, with ICE agents conducting overnight raids in apartment buildings that have left many residents shaken. And now the fight has moved to the courts. After days of protests and immigration raids, the Trump administration announced it would deploy 300 Illinois National Guard troops to Chicago over strong objections from Governor J.B. Pritzker. Now today, the state and city filed suit to stop that deployment, arguing it's illegal, dangerous, and unconstitutional. The complaint claims the federal government is using, quote, brute force tactics for civil immigration and enforcement, including SWAT-style teams, chemical munitions, and masked agents in public shows of force. Illinois argues the move violates multiple federal laws, including the Posse Comitatus Act, and oversteps the president's authority. The lawsuit also warns that the deployment threatens the state's sovereignty and undermines community trust and could further hurt Illinois' economy. Back to you.
Ash-har Quaraishi, thank you. And turning now to Portland, Oregon, where a judge is temporarily blocking President Trump from sending National Guard troops. And that includes troops from other states, including California. CBS News correspondent Nidia Cavazos is following the latest from Los Angeles.
California leaders are seeking legal action against the Trump administration for the deployment of the California National Guard to Portland. They're referring to this deployment as illegal and an overreach of power from President Trump. On Sunday, a federal judge issued the temporary restraining order barring the deployment of the California National Guard to Portland. But this is temporary, and this order is set to expire in 2 weeks. And so for now, this case will continue to move through the lower courts. Now, on Monday, the Trump administration did state that they will be appealing the federal ruling barring the deployment of troops to Oregon. For now, California leaders say they will continue on with this battle, and the battle between the Trump administration and California continues in many different ways. Back to you.
All right, Nidia Cavazos, thank you. And for more on this, let's bring in CBS News Homeland Security correspondent Nicole Sganga. Nicole, always appreciate your insight on all of this. Plenty of outcry from these governors, these mayors. How is the Trump administration justifying at this point sending the Guard to these cities and these states?
Hi, Nancy. Good to be with you. Well, the Trump administration has argued that U.S. law, specifically Title X authority, gives the president broad authorities to protect federal property here using military force when civilian enforcement is deemed insufficient. They've cited protests around ICE detention facilities. Local leaders and governors have called it an invasion, and they argue that the relatively limited protests we've seen in these cities like Portland and Chicago doesn't qualify as unrest, let alone a federal emergency. And Nancy, to give our viewers just a sense of how historically rare this type of National Guard deployment is, in just 8 months, Trump has sent or tried to send troops to 5 cities, more than twice as many times as the last 9 presidents combined.
Wow, that does stand out. Nicole, Texas, though, also going out of its way to help the president by deploying the Texas National Guard to some of these other states. How has that played out so far?
Yeah, well, President Trump ordered up to 400 members of Texas National Guard troops to deploy to these states like Illinois, Oregon. And these troops are already federalized under Title X authority, which means it gives them some speed in terms of their actual dispatch. Now, in Chicago this afternoon, a federal judge declined, at least initially, to block that deployment of those Texas troops into Illinois. She's given the U.S. government until Wednesday at midnight to tell the court when the National Guard troops will be in Illinois, where they'll be sent, and what their mission is actually going to look like. And then she'll hear arguments the following morning. So to be continued. Meanwhile, in Oregon, we saw a legal blizzard over the weekend with President Trump not only directing the Texas National Guard to Oregon, but also National Guard from Los Angeles. And a federal judge there has temporarily blocked all National Guard deployment in Oregon for the next 2 weeks, citing lingering questions about overreach. Nancy.
Plenty of legal battles all around. Nicole Sganga, thank you very much.